Hi guys, welcome back, and today I thought we would do a get ready with me using some of my old drugstore favorites and also a couple of new things that I've purchased recently. So nothing gives me more pleasure than going into Clicks or Dischem and having a look at what Catrice and Essence have got on the go, because they are relatively affordable, and I do find that makeup is a pick-me-up and it just makes me feel a little bit better, even if it's temporary. And so I was there today. I managed to pick up a few goodies. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff was sold out. I don't know if it's just a bad time of the month, but that does happen with Catrice, Essence, and those relatively affordable brands. So anyway, I did pick up a couple of new things, and I'm also going back to some old favorites, and I'm also going to be using my new makeup brushes just to show you how the makeup applies. So I'm going to start off with foundation, and I'm going in with this favorite, and it's the Infallible Fresh Wear. Now this relaunched in South Africa last year, or could have even been the year before. And we now have the 32-hour fresh wear. So it's no longer 24 hours. And I don't think all the markets, all the global markets have got this. Some of you guys might still have the 24-hour wear, but really it doesn't make any difference. I compared the two. They're both very similar. You're not going to have it on your skin for that long anyway. But I really just love this because it really is a very comfortable foundation on the skin. It's smoothing, and it really has amazing longevity. And if I may be so bold to say, I would probably compare it to the MAC Studio Radiance, although obviously this has got a lot of superior ingredients. It's a skincare foundation, and it doesn't contain alcohol, which your Infallible does. But nonetheless, I find that they wear very, very similarly. So I would compare them quite favorably. So I'm going to go in with the foundation brush 101, and I'm just going to buff this into the skin. So I haven't put a lot of foundation on. This is just one pump, and I've actually still got some left over because less is more for me at the moment. But I find that this is just enough to give a nice coverage to the skin. It's a kind of medium build, medium coverage. I'm sure you could probably build it up, but it just gives you a very nice, I would say light to medium. You could even probably sheer it out. And it's just enough to cover, it doesn't cover everything on my skin, but it does just give enough coverage that I look half decent before I go out the door. I've still got a little bit left, so I'm just going to add a little bit more to my cheek area. So I do have enlarged pores, always struggle with those, and a little bit of redness as well. So just using that to cover. And now I'm going to go in with concealer. And this is a concealer I discovered towards the end of last year. It's a Wet n Wild one. And it is their Incognito concealer, their Mega Last. And I really enjoyed this. I was really quite surprised by it. And it's a really good one for under the eyes. I would say it gives a light to medium coverage. It's nothing hectic under the eye area. But I do have a little bit of darkness at the moment, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on. I've also got a little spot there, so that's just enough. And I quite like the shade. I will link all the products and the shades that I'm using in the description box down below. Now I'm going in with our Concealer 205 brush, and I'm just going to gently blend that in. This is a very, very soft brush. And it's really great for under eye concealer. You can also use it for eyeshadow as well. Nose contour, it really is a good one. But it just blends everything so quickly, so easily. Just gives me a lovely smooth finish under the eyes, as smooth as my eyes will allow. And then I've got a little spot, red spot there, which I'm just going to conceal. Now I think we're going to go onto the eyes. So I discovered a long wear shadow stick from Catrice. So it looks like this. It's called the Aloe Vera shadow stick. They only had 3 shades in store, and I picked up this shade, and it is called Lavender Brown. And when I saw what the actual shade was, it was something that I could just imagine in my mind's eye being a kind of purpley taupey color, and I was spot on. So there it is there. It's just a beautiful, it's quite a cool shade, and it was amazing how the description just kind of fit right into what I thought it would look like. So I'm going to try this on the mobile lid, and when I tried this in store on the back of my hand, I walked around, I was looking at stuff, and then I came back to it and it had dried down completely and it wouldn't budge. But I do know that what happens on the back of your hand is not what happens on your mobile lid. So your lids are generally more oily. So I'm not sure what the longevity of the shadow is going to be, but it is just a lovely, it's got a little bit of a shimmer to it, a kind of taupey shade. I quite like that. And I'm going to put a little bit on my lower lid as well, just a little bit underneath there. So I don't want anything too dark on the lower lid. Oh dear, it does seem to have a bit of fallout, which is a bit strange, but I'll clean that up a little bit later. So I'm going to go in with a pencil brush, and I'm just going to use this to just smoke that out on the lower lid. I've never heard of a cream shadow having fallout, so I've just had to clean that little bit from underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to go in with a crease shade, and I'm going in with my Essence Welcome to Cape Town palette, and I'm going to go in with quite a cool brown. So I'm going in with this dark shade over here, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of that to the crease because I do have hooded lids, and so I do like a little bit of depth in my crease. So I'm going to go in with our crease brush. It's a slightly tapered brush, just taking a little bit of this shadow onto the brush, tapping off the excess. This isn't a highly pigmented matte shade, but you do have to start off quite gently. So just using circular motions, I'm going in to the outer corner and just depositing a little bit there, which is just going to help to give me a little bit of definition. And then I am going to blend that out. But as I say, not a very pigmented shadow, but I do love these Essence palettes. I mean, I think that by and large, they are really good value for money. You're not getting Natasha Denona quality, but then you're not paying Natasha Denona prices. So there's a trade-off. But I find for everyday looks, I find that they just work an absolute treat. So now I'm going to blend that out. I'm going to take our blending brush, which is slightly bigger, slightly fluffier, and I'm just going to use that to soften the edges. So these shadows, they do blend out as well. They're really not too bad at all. And I see when I was in store today, they do have some new ones. They've got a green one. I think I've got enough green eyeshadow palettes, or can you have enough? I don't know, but I was very tempted, and then I just thought, no, don't be silly. This is supposed to be a low buy year, so trying not to spend too much money on unnecessary duplicate makeup items. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of mascara just now. But while the skin is still dewy, before I powder, I'm going to go in with contour and blush. So I was looking at a Catrice. They've got a contour in the pan. It's a cream contour. It looks beautiful. Unfortunately, they didn't have my shade. So I'm going to go in with this Catrice contour stick. And I'm just going to give myself a little contour on the cheeks. And just a little bit here around the forehead as well. Could also do with a little bit under the chin. Now I'm going to blend it out. So I'm going to take, this is our blush, our contour blush brush, but this is absolutely brilliant for blending out contour as well. Just going to blend that into the skin so I don't have any harsh lines. And this Catrice contour is more like a bronzer. It's also got a bit of a bronze to it, so I quite like it for that. It does have some warmth in it, so you can use it as a bronzer if you want to as well. Let me know if you've tried the one in the pan, the Catrice one. I'd love to hear from you. I was very disappointed when I couldn't get my hands on it. I did get my hands on a blush stick. So this is one of their Cheek Flirt blush sticks. And I picked up the shade Orange Peach. And love a blush stick because they just are so convenient. They're portable. And yeah, just love them. I don't even have to justify them. I just love them. So taking the same blush brush, I'm going to just use that to blend in. So this blush brush, obviously it works with creams and powders. So they're really good for both. Really like that peach. It really does blend down to, you know, a really respectable shade. So it's not bright at all. So I really like these Catrice blush sticks. I think they're really good. I did have one in Techno Pink, which I think I gave away. I just wasn't getting enough use out of it. But this peach is really lovely. So I am looking a little bit glowy. I am going to powder down. So I'm going to take my Rimmel Stay Matte and just using our powder brush, just going to dip that into the powder. I still love this Rimmel Stay Matte, and I see you can get it now back. It's back in store in South Africa. It disappeared for a long time, but I see that they've come to their senses and they brought it back. So I am very pleased about that because it really is a great one. Just gets the job done. So my big issue is obviously shiny skin, and it just helps to pare back the shine a little bit and absorb the oils. So now that we have done that, I'm going to go in with mascara. I'm going in with my L'Oreal Telescopic Lift in Extra Black, and just going to apply a couple of coats of this. And now onto brows. So when I was in store today, I picked up this from Essence. It is their Fix It Like a Boss brow gel, and they say extra strong. So we're going to see how this fares compared to my Benefit, which I don't have here, but my Benefit is my go-to brow gel. So interesting to see how this compares. It has a spoolie, so slightly different to that of Benefit. I really do love the Benefit. I've never found anything that works as well. So we're going to see how this fares, and I will leave a comment, a pinned comment, and just let you know how this performs. But it looks like it's doing the trick. Looks like it's doing what it's supposed to. So if it works, I'll be very pleased because it's a third of the price of my Benefits. And now we're going to go on to lips, and I have an Essence lip pencil here. This is, it's called In the Nude, number 11. I'm going to apply that, and then I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild gloss, and this one is in the shade Cherish. So guys, that's the finished look, and I must say that I am constantly amazed at what's coming out of the drugstore. The affordability, the innovation, the quality of products. I think it's just absolutely mind-blowing. If you consider that 10, 15 years ago we didn't have this. You had to spend money on high-end products to get anything half decent. So really amazed by everything that I've used today. So I will leave links down below. I'll also leave links to the brushes. There is a 15% off discount code. Let me know what drugstore makeup you're really enjoying, what you would recommend. I'd love to hear from you. So please leave me a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.